Next, I'm going to talk about how to write a number in expanded form. And if we had the number 153 and 2/10, I would write this out as, I look at the value of the 1, that's worth 100, plus the value of the 5 is worth 50, plus the value of that 3 is worth 3 1, so we just write 3, plus, and then the value of just that 2, that's a 2 in the 10th spot, so we say 2/10. I can write that as 0.2. So if I were to add up all of these numbers and put them in vertical form, I should get my original number. And that's a good way to check to see if you got it correct. If this matches up with this, then your expanded form is correct. So that's how I would write 153 and 2/10 in expanded form. If you had to write it in word form, all you're doing in word form is you're writing out the words when you're reading the number. So this number is 153 and 2/10. So all I would do is I would write down 153 and, what's that number after the decimal? It's a 2, so I write 2. What place is that 2 in? Tenths. And then that's my answer. 153 and 2/10. Let's do another number that's a little bit difficult because it has a 0 in it. The next one will have a 0 in it. And I'll show you how to write it in word form. If I had this number 35 and 4/100ths, I would write it down exactly how I just said it. I'd go 35 and I don't write 0/10. You don't need to. You just cover up after the decimal or before the decimal, and what is that number? 4. So you say 4. What place is that in? It's in the 100th spot. Don't forget to put the THS at the end. 35 and 4/100ths. A good way to check this is cover that up. Look at this, 35 and, so I'm going to write down 35 decimal, because and is a decimal, 4/100ths. The 4 has to be in the 100th spot. So 100ths is 2 after the decimal, and that 4 has to be there. So does that match up? It does, and that's a good way to check to see that you've written it that way. Now for expanded form with this number, how would I write it in expanded form? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the 3. The 3 is in the 10th spot, so we're going to say that's 30 plus 5 plus, there's nothing in the 10th spot, so I don't even have to put plus 0.0. All I have to do is put plus 0.04. Don't forget, if that's in the 10th spot, that 0 has to stay there. Again, I can add it up vertically, and I should get my original number. So 30.0 plus 5.0 plus 0.04, and I can add zeros here to make them all the same amount of digits. Bring down my decimal. 0 plus 5 is 5. 3 plus nothing is 3. And that number should match up with my original number. And that's how you would write 30 and 4/100ths in expanded form.